Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. So, I'm firstly want to apologize for the fact I haven't actually uploaded in a little while. Um, it's that time of year, things are busy, life gets ahead of you, kind of thing. But I thought I'd get a couple of videos in before Christmas. So, where were we? We were at Need for Speed Underground 2. Again, I am determined to complete a series. Episodes seem to be doing alright. I genuinely wish I had more people interacting, maybe putting a few comments or subscribing or whatever that might be. I do want this channel to grow. Something I've wanted to achieve. I mean, I see so many people giving it a go and so many people succeeding, but yet so many people failing all at the same time. And I think the main reason people fail is because they give up. So we're going to get straight back into it. Of course, we're with the Nissan, and we're just gonna follow flow and see what happens. Let's move over. Let's go. Hope everybody is ready for Christmas. We're definitely not, but looking forward to it. Should be a good year. Nope. I want to look at the map. Anyone going on holiday during Christmas? I've spoken to a few people that are actually going away during Christmas. What is it you guys and girls are doing? You going away? Are you staying at home? You going over to a friend's house, family member's house for Christmas? What are you doing? I know I'm pretty certain we're staying home for Christmas with visitors, things like that. I know we're going out on a family trip just beforehand. I finish work soon, which will be nice. Get a couple of weeks off before next year. Nice easy one to start.
Underground Speed Zone just made their final edit, and you are in their next DVD.
As it's the closest one to me. So the idea is to get to the next checkpoint, URL, etc. And do that as quickly as we can. Thing is, things start to get a little bit more interesting because there's more availability, there's more cars, although we haven't really looked at them, but quite happy with the car that we've got at the moment. And this time I want to do, so as I was thinking, we have the Skyline. Now that is the car I always finish with when I've ever played this game and completed it. And it's the only car I've ever actually got a wide body for. So I want to see what we can do with that, whether we can get a nicer or different car at least to do that with. I also want to see if we can complete this game a bit more than I'm used to doing, because the one thing I've never been able to complete or even thought about is the SUV side of things. So that's definitely something I want to do during this series. I also want people to start maybe just throwing down in the comments what games they think I should start next that might be a bit more engaging or interesting compared to this game. Don't get me wrong, nostalgia is up there when it comes to this game for me. Definitely a fail-safe game that I will go back to time and time again, and I will never get bored of it. It's aged well, it looks good now. Obviously, I've used an emulator to help add patches like widescreen patches, 60Hz refresh rate, which is quite high for a game like this, as well as graphical enhancements and stuff. I would like to learn how to like properly mod, because it's something I've always never really looked into. I'd love to add mods to this game, just make it look like it was made today. I've seen so many videos online of people making the game as if it was made like remake almost. So I want to do that. So eventually, when I've got a bit of time on my hands, obviously we'll do a few other games first, but I might come back to this and see what I can do in regards to making it look as if it had been released today almost, or at least 2025. Also see whether it's even possible to add more modern vehicles as well as upgrades and stuff like that. Who knows? Definitely going this way. There's no other way. I'm thinking in regards to games, there's a few ways I could go with this. I could either go a completely different genre altogether, maybe something like James Bond, or maybe a bit of more of a cartoonier aspect. One game I used to play when I was a kid was there was a Scooby-Doo game. Don't worry, it's actually an interesting game. Quite challenging. I can't believe I even used to even remotely play it, but it's definitely a game that I played. It'd be interesting to see what that looks like today with some additional help with my PC and resolution upgrades and stuff. I want to see what that looks like. 007. 007 I've looked at. It looks okay. It's a bit rough. Definitely more I could do in regards to making that look a lot nicer. But the thing I want to figure out is controls. Controls aren't what I would consider natural, so I don't even know if it's a feasible game. And then the other game that I would love to play, because I haven't played it in a very long time, and it is quite fitting, is I do want to get back to Need for Speed Most Wanted at some point. I'll be honest, I think I got to a point where it was just taking too long to achieve certain goals, but I think what I could do with that is just split it up between 2 episodes, as opposed to try and get a full Blacklist done in one. And the other game I want to do is Need for Speed Carbon, a game that I enjoyed. Graphically was a more in depth, and the characters were a bit more involved. So this game don't really have physical characters, you just have like a comic book effect, which is weird because I feel like it's gone backwards compared to Need for Speed Underground, but who knows. I would love people's thoughts on some of the games I've mentioned, or maybe there's a game that is a game to play that I've never played before. That would be something I'd love to do, is play a game that is still like old school, but a game I've never played before, and there's quite a few. Only stuck to a few types of games. I never really played them. Come on. Seems a bit difficult to drift this currently. I don't know why it's so difficult. I think I need to... Can I restart and just see what I can do? If not, I'll go to the tuning bit, which I haven't been to yet. I think the tyres are a bit too grippy. Of course. Come on. You'd finished your race. Just gonna have to leave it. Go back to it later. Car's too grippy or either too slow for that matter. I am not messing around with that. I even need to remove the tyres. I could do that, couldn't I? Remove the tyres. And reduce the grip in tuning. It just holds the road, which is fine for street, like proper racing. But have a look. Either that or just go straight into tuning and
You know what? Take practicality and throw it out the window. The performance.
reduce grip.
If you want to squeeze the most speed out of your ride, then you're going to need to spend some time here. Hit the dyno and the test track to tweak your performance settings for maximum power. Yo, it's like this.
Suspension.
Suspension controls how your ride reacts to changes in terrain and sideways forces like cornering. The suspension components work like a team and must be tuned together for them to work properly. A general tuning guideline is to adjust your sway bars, then your shocks, followed by your springs.
Drivetrain.
Your competition's gonna be coming at you strong, so you're gonna want to adjust your acceleration and top speed. Modify your tranny's final drive ratio to get you popping off real tight. But don't forget about shift points, because they gotta be tweaked too.
Tires.
Your ride's grip and stopping power can be gauged by the quality of your tires and brakes. So the better the rubber, the more performance you'll get when bending them curves. Now when it comes to brakes, they not only allow you to stop quicker, but they also help in handling when you're cutting through them corners.
What more rear biased, if anything?
Yo, listen here. Your electronic control unit regulates air and fuel mixtures to your engine timing. Remapping the ECU gives you the ability to fine-tune engine power at each RPM and squeeze some serious power out of your ride. Know what I'm saying?
So what I'm doing here, from what I remember, is I'm increasing my power. Seems a bit more. Bottom end. And
You're in the right place now, bro. Turbos slam more air into your engine. More air equals more power. So get crazy and adjust the power at each RPM. I told you, this is getting big, yo. Nitrous oxide. We're going B-I-G big. This here bottled up nitrous gas gives your ride a temporary
Don't
boost
run
in
it.
power when the
Restart.
cool gas
See if
is
we've got
ejected
more
into
than
your engine.
269
Tune
brake.
it up, bro.
About the same. Test run. See what it does. Gonna say crit tuning. Let's go. Come on, game. Right, go back to that drift event that I was struggling with. So it's still dirty. Guess you'll find out. There we go. See what we can do. Don't know why the game's going in like a slow-mo stage. Seems to be in that tunnel. It's the only place. Can't imagine anyone beating that. Let's go to a different race because that was annoying. Oh. Oh. Pardon me. See how this goes. Nice. Yeah. I think now would be a good time to go over to the URL. Let's go and do the star first, and then I'll do the URL.
Big guns from France representing GTI magazine are in the crowd. Let's see if you can catch their attention.
Yo, dog. Word on the wire is that there's some action brewing in Beacon Hill. I haven't been able to pinpoint the exact location, but you should be able to find them without much problem. It should be some easy picking, so I thought you might want in. Good luck. I'm out of here.
Handling's definitely better. He says. Turn round. Follow the, go right. Do I want to go up? Yep. Right, now let's do the URL. Come on, game. Don't think there's a cutscene for this one. Let's go. I'll try and see if I can smooth out some of this lag that I'm getting. I imagine it's rendering a little bit too high. So I know some games are okay with it, some games aren't. It's not terrible, it's just annoying. I think there's 3 races in this one, so we will see. Yeah, it's definitely not my PC, it's definitely more my settings because my temps are still sitting 30 degrees on the CPU and 49 on my GPU, so it's barely, well, it's idling, to be honest. Let's have a look. Settings. Graphical. Turn it down to... Wait, I'm not even, like... I want that on that. Turn that off. Is there anything to do with emulation? See if this runs any better. Seems to be. And I've upped the resolution a little bit as well, I think. Definitely seems to be running a bit smoother now, doesn't it? And right towards the end of my video. So that brings us to an end of another episode. Didn't do any customization as such. I did a bit of tuning and things like that. Still a work in progress. And we had to fix, while recording, we had to fix the lagging issue, which I think we fixed now. So hopefully I can get another video out before Christmas. Can't promise anything because I'm not exactly on a tight schedule or anything, so I'll just get it out whenever I can get it out. Here's another episode. So hope everyone has a good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and over and out.